A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant diplomatic moment, U.S. President Donald Trump hosted Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for a private dinner at the White House on July 7, 2025. The meeting comes as Washington intensifies efforts to broker a new ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, which has been embroiled in conflict for nearly 21 months. The ongoing war has resulted in catastrophic humanitarian consequences, with reports indicating that over 60,000 Palestinians have been killed and a substantial portion of Gaza's population displaced. The dinner was not merely ceremonial. It served as a high-profile platform for renewed peace dialogue, signaling Trump's personal investment in restoring stability to the region. During the dinner, Netanyahu discussed the ongoing situation in Gaza, emphasizing that both the United States and Israel are collaborating with other nations to provide Palestinians with a better future. He suggested that residents of Gaza could have the option to relocate to neighboring countries if they choose. If people want to stay, they can stay, but if they want to leave, they should be able to leave, Netanyahu stated. The Israeli Prime Minister indicated that they were working closely with the U.S. to identify countries willing to assist in this endeavor. Trump, initially hesitant about the idea of relocating Palestinians, later acknowledged the cooperation from surrounding countries, expressing optimism that a positive outcome could emerge from these discussions. Earlier this year, Trump had proposed relocating Palestinians and transforming the Gaza Strip into what he dubbed the Riviera of the Middle East. However, this controversial suggestion faced backlash from Gazans, who vowed to remain in their homes, and human rights groups condemned the plan as ethnic cleansing. As Trump and Netanyahu engaged in talks, Israeli officials continued their indirect negotiations with Hamas, aiming to secure a U.S.-brokered ceasefire and a deal for the release of hostages. The two leaders met at a time when Netanyahu was under the shadow of an International Criminal Court (ICC) arrest warrant related to alleged war crimes in Gaza. Despite this, the U.S. has allowed him safe passage for diplomatic talks, recognizing the strategic importance of his visit. During the dinner, Netanyahu surprised attendees by nominating Trump for a Nobel Peace Prize, praising his leadership in the Middle East. The Israeli leader expressed confidence that peace could be achieved between Israel and its neighbors, contingent upon the willingness of Palestinians who do not seek Israel's destruction to coexist peacefully. "We will work out a peace with our Palestinian neighbors, those who don't want to destroy us," he asserted. The humanitarian crisis in Gaza remains dire, with basic infrastructure devastated and aid groups warning of famine-like conditions. The United Nations estimates that nearly 500,000 people are facing starvation in the coming months, with children and the elderly particularly at risk. Despite the implementation of a U.S.-supported aid distribution system, conditions have only marginally improved, and numerous casualties have occurred during chaotic food aid deliveries. The ongoing blockade and Israel's refusal to allow consistent humanitarian aid into Gaza continue to pose significant obstacles to progress in negotiations. As the meeting unfolded, hundreds of protesters gathered outside the White House, demanding an end to U.S. support for Israel and calling for Netanyahu's arrest over the ICC warrant. The demonstrations highlighted the growing discontent and calls for accountability amidst the ongoing conflict. Trump's Middle East envoy, Steve Witkoff, is set to travel to Doha to participate in discussions aimed at resolving the crisis, underscoring the U.S. commitment to facilitating peace in the region. The complexities of the situation remain evident, with Hamas and Israel still far apart on critical issues, including the terms for a ceasefire and the release of hostages. The U.S.-backed proposal envisions a phased release of hostages and Israeli troop withdrawals, but both sides have entrenched positions that complicate efforts for a resolution. As the world watches, the outcome of these negotiations could have lasting implications for the future of the region and the lives of millions affected by the ongoing conflict. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.